Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. Eric Zimmerman here, Adams Cameron and Company Realtors. Team Happening segment that we're doing. I've had a lot of inquiries as far as people that now purchased their primary residence and they're inquiring as far as maybe possibly investing with flip properties or maybe a buy and hold income property scenario. So I thought it might be wise to reach out to one of our clients, Lynda LaBosco. She owns the Jewelry Castle here in Port Orange, and thought I wanted to pick her brain a little bit, maybe get some insights, some tips, and so forth that we can share with you guys. Linda, thanks for coming. Good morning. So I guess my first question is, people want to start investing in real estate. Number one, I guess, is that a good idea? Is it a sound investment?
Absolutely. I've been doing it for many, probably more years than I would want to admit to, but real estate is a fantastic investment, especially if you get in a really nice area like Port Orange. Port Orange is a wonderful city, and I highly recommend it. Matter of fact, I have my children involved in investing.
Okay. And as far as targeting properties and things, can you give some suggestions as far as what you're looking for when you're trying to locate an income property?
Well, first of all, I really do like Port Orange. Port Orange has got really good school districts, and that I find that's important because a lot of your rentals are families, and they want their children to go into a really good school. I look for 3 and 4 bedroom homes, so someone can make it their home and raise their children and whatnot. I prefer cement block homes.
Okay.
I just find they're easier to maintain. They're cheaper as far as insurance, and they're just a little bit more solid. It's just my own personal reference. Although there's some beautiful wood frame homes, I just tend to go towards the cement block home.
Okay. And then you mentioned, obviously the school zones were important to you as far as a deciding
Very
factor.
important.
What about price point? Is that a factor to you, or how do you establish, what makes sense as far as where to purchase and dollar amounts, I guess?
Well, for the most part, you have to consider if you're going to be investing for a rental situation, you need to be able to be aware of how much your taxes are going to be, how much your insurance is going to be, and what your mortgage payments is going to be. So, and there's only so high you could go in the rental. Okay. So I try to keep it probably around the 200,000, under 250,000.
Okay.
For a rental property in the city of Port Orange, and there's some really good deals out there. There really is. And if you get a nice home, a lot of times I'll remodel it, and I try and look at the house like, would I live here? Would I raise my children here? Because the whole point of getting a rental is you really do want the people to make it their home, treat it like their home, and to stay. That's the whole thing. You really want them to stay. It's not getting every single dollar out, the highest rent you could get. You have to look at it long term. You don't want people continuously moving out, moving in. You want someone that stays because it costs money to refurbish a house, repaint, recarpet.
Yeah, why?
So I would rather give them a little bit better price on the rent, so they figure, well, gosh, I can't find this place anywhere else, and then they tend to take care of it. So that's how I look at it. I don't go for every single dollar.
Okay, so maybe that's where I think some investors might make a mistake is almost every year they want to raise the rent, but then with that, a lot of times the tenants don't stay as long.
Exactly.
And, like you mentioned before, I think you have the turnover as far as repaint, recarpet, of course, downtime.
Downtime, exactly. Exactly. And back in the day, I used to have to put an ad in the news journal, and that was expensive at the time. But now, of course, you have all different things on the internet. But no, we really don't want turnover. And no, I don't raise every year. I really don't. I've had tenants in houses for many years, never raise them. Because I do a drive-by, and I'll do an inspection. And if I see there's flowers outside, and I walk in, and the house is maintained, and they're respecting the house, no, if I do raise something, it's a very small amount.
And I know you mentioned you generally try to hold for longer periods of time. So you're not in a situation where you necessarily buy these properties to flip in a year or two. This is certainly more of a long-term.
Yeah. Well, the whole purpose of me getting involved in the rental industry is, I really don't know what's going to happen with Social Security. None of us know what's going to happen with Social Security. So it was basically when you are an investor, it's also kind of like a tax shelter because you have depreciation, you have appreciation, and if you have a decent amount of down payment, your tenant's actually making your mortgage payment for you.
It's a way to build wealth.
It's a way to it's a forced savings.
Forced savings, yeah.
It's a tax shelter, and plus that once you finally do get it paid, then you've got your income for your retirement.
Okay. No, and I agree with you, and I must say, you've been successful at it, so you're doing something right, obviously. I think what we're going to do now, I'm going to say goodbye to Lynda for the moment, and then tune in next time. We're going to go over a few more things with her, maybe some do's and don'ts, and a little bit more insight that she can give us and share with us, and her own personal experiences. Again, this is Eric Zimmerman with Adams Cameron and Company Realtors. I'm here with Lynda LaBosco, LaBosco Jewelry and Castle, right here in Port Orange, and we'll see you next time.